Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and happy St. Patrick's Day! Alright, that's enough of that, but I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. We try to do that here at We Are Change, especially when we are tackling issues that are sometimes very dark, very hard to deal with, realities that the mainstream doesn't want to talk about. And we're going to get to the main story out of the gates because to me the rest is almost fluff. It is important to talk about, but this story here is a microcosm of what is actually going on out there. 5 doctors, New York City doctors, Manhattan doctors, top of the line doctors, might I add. You go to Manhattan to go see a doctor, folks, you are paying the premium. Okay, these guys are supposed to be trusted, but I keep telling you, you don't trust these people. Why? They're getting paid off by pharmaceutical companies. This isn't even like a big pharma company. This was a company out of Arizona, and we're talking lap dances, strippers, $800,000 is what they're talking about. And I will tell you right now, that is not even close to what is actually going on. Again, a very small microcosm of how the system works and how, regular, normal people who get injured and have deep pain all of a sudden get addicted to painkillers. That's what this is. Highly addictive painkillers prescribed to people that did not need them. Remember, they don't want to compete with something that you can grow in your backyard in a 3-month life cycle like marijuana. And that's the big push against medical cannabis at this point. They realize it. It is being used for so many things and taking so many people off these hard drugs. And that's what these are. These pills are hard drugs. Lortabs are hard drugs. Vicodin, hard drugs. Okay, they will put you on your ass. And worse. Opioid addiction is not a joke, and it's not just, heroin or some kind of junkie. This really does affect average, hardworking, morally good people that all of a sudden find themselves in a situation where they become dependent on something that they thought was medicine prescribed by a trusted physician. It's a big story. We'll see how many legs this one gets out there because, again, this is huge. So everybody else, they're talking McCabe. And I understand that. I understand why you're talking McCabe, okay? Now, McCabe being fired just before his retirement kicks in. Hey, man, I got to tell you, again, I'm not Trump training here, but I've read some of those communications that you had with those other FBI agents. It is clear. You were a Clinton operative. You wanted Hillary Clinton in there in the worst way. You colluded with others against Trump. You illegally wiretapped him, which we all knew about. Everybody with a brain knew about it. It was reported in the media, and then it got picked up on, and then it got denied, and then it took months and months and months and months and months again to be confirmed because you were following somebody who was, not even a real advisor. And we know that the surveillance goes far beyond what we know about McCabe. So now he's not shutting up. He's going to talk. What could you possibly say that we don't already know, McCabe, that will not further incriminate you as colluding against an American citizen running for the presidency of the United States? It's a joke. Mueller's a joke. You're a joke. Comey's a joke. Okay? You're only hanging on by the thread of mainstream leftist media pushing you guys as some kind of a moral authority, which you have never been. None of you. You're disgusting. You make me sick. You've covered up more crime that, especially Mueller. Mueller is the mastermind, the architect of covering up 9/11. And that's why it pains me so much to see the left jump on his back like he's the man. He's beyond reproach. Maybe you just forgot about the entire Bush administration. You must have. Or you're just too young to know. I don't know. I can't understand it. I can't grasp it. When I talk to somebody my age and all of a sudden Robert Mueller is a hero, and, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. But at the same time, those people who used to be against the Iraq war, being in Afghanistan, opening Guantanamo Bay, they don't seem to have a problem with that part of Trump's administration. Okay, that's a huge issue. All right. So we're going to move on. And this is a story now I normally would not cover, but I think it is important to cover at this point. Stormy Daniels, it's kind of a joke at this point because, again, why do we care? I don't care about a porn star. But Trump has now hired Hulk Hogan's lawyer in a $20 million lawsuit against her. Why would I bring this up? Well, the thing is that the Hulkster's lawyer isn't the Hulkster's lawyer. The Hulkster's lawyer is Peter Thiel's lawyer, okay? Peter Thiel, it's not Thiel, Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, board in Facebook. Remember, he did that with Elon Musk. Very intelligent, smart guy who is on the board at Bilderberg every year. He's there every year. He's an important guy. He has a lot of influence out there. Well, Trump is now using his lawyers. And you know what? Thiel is a little bit of an enigma. He just did an interview where he calls Silicon Valley a totalitarian place. Now, Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change did confront Thiel, I believe, 2 years ago at Bilderberg in Europe. Maybe it was 3 years ago at this point, asking him about this closed meeting. And Thiel came out, he's a smart guy. He's not stupid. And he talked about really quickly how it was the Nazis that wouldn't allow people to meet in private. Now, obviously, I don't agree with his interpretation of this meeting. Why? Because, well, it's not covered by the media. It's a global meeting. It's almost treasonous to see government officials, U.S. government officials, out there colluding with, multiple members of Goldman Sachs, members of the Chinese government, European Parliament, royalty such as Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. You want to know more about the Bilderberg Group and globalist organizations around it, please watch Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, free online. And, of course, my latest film, which actually starts with Bilderberg 2012, gives you a up-close, personal look of what it's like outside there and who's coming in and the level of security surrounding these guys and how it was formed. Shade the Motion Picture. Did that with Shepard Ambellis of IntelliHub.com. Shout out to Shepard. Please go take a look at that because, again, I don't think that Thiel himself is, necessarily an evil guy or a bad person. Again, it's not always black and white, okay? I think that, first of all, I think bad people can do good things. I think, obviously, good people do bad things, and there's a lot of things that happen in the middle. And, Thiel was a guy who put money behind the Ron Paul campaign. He has talked about a libertarian island with little to no laws. He's currently in some kind of legal issues because he has been running test trials, at least funding test trials of vaccinations that may cure herpes. Okay, all this stuff, Thiel is involved in a lot of things, and it just shows how smart of a guy he is. He's positioned himself as Trump's technology advisor. Again, this is why he feels like Silicon Valley is really not behind him at this point. I mean, when you see what's happening at Google with people like James Damornay and others, you can obviously tell there is a huge leftist bias in there. And Thiel doesn't seem to lean that way. But at the same time, he is in those meetings with people like Eric Schmidt, and he certainly associates and works with those people. So on that note, I am going to leave you on this St. Patrick's Day. Everybody have a fun but safe St. Patrick's Day today, and I will be back tomorrow and every day at noon live on Facebook. Please go to wearechange.org. Like and share those articles. Go to youtube.com/wearechange. Subscribe to that channel /LukeWeAreChange. That's the Pulse Change channel. That's our backup channel. And we're over on DTube now with two separate channels. We have the Luke We Are Change channel, and now we have the We Are Change channel as well. Big things are coming. We're going to start taking your user submissions, and we're going to bring this thing to the next level. Thank you all so much for joining me. It has been the Daily Drop. God bless you all.